Welcome back, guys, to another video. If this is your first time to the channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Ben Cardle, the author of the best-selling book The Monographs, which details the reality and the developments of how to acquire the skill set of Sherlock Holmes. I now spend my days teaching people from all over the world how to do this for the protection of themselves and others. And as well as taking cases on myself, this has been the span of what has come to be 20 years in this field thus far. We break down videos from media, from film, from TV, from real people to show you how you can apply these lessons, these skills to your own personal world in which you live. If that sounds like something that you'd enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Most of you that actually watch these videos aren't subscribed yet. So by doing so, you would make a hairy man very happy, and it's free after all, right? It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. So yeah, click the button, hit the bell, and you'll get notifications when new videos are posted. Today, we've got a fun one because in the world of people reading, non-verbals and the like, there is no actual body in this one. It's the infamous call of Mr. Trumpington himself, encouraging the votes being found, encouraging votes to be found in Georgia. It's currently blowing up at the minute. Yeah, it's come highly requested from a number of you. As with all of these videos with these kinds of people that I do, this is not about politics. It doesn't come into it. I'm just gonna read the situation and the tells themselves, but what it gives us a chance to do is to further sharpen our awareness and engagement within the particular situation that we're about to get involved in, to see if we are analysing it from an emotional standpoint and therefore not reasoned through clearly, or we're taking apart all of these details. We just don't necessarily have the relevant non-verbal communication to pick up on as well. So this is really going to test our inductive and abductive reasoning capabilities, and it's not the full call. Bear in mind, it's not the full call. The call, I'm told, goes on for about an hour, which if we did that here, it would wind up being a 4 or 5 hour video, and it would be the least watched thing in human history. So I thought I'd keep the knowledge bomb short and sweet, and with that in mind,
election.
The people of Georgia are angry, and these numbers are going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even.
So what we get first of all is where he is. There's no muffling of any mask or face covering, so he's somewhere inside. There's no outward influence in terms of sound, traffic, machines, so he's not being driven. He's not in any number of the planes he's in. He's inside in a house. It's not on a speakerphone or a conference call, because there's no additional raising of the voice to try and make sure that it's heard. There's no distancing in the microphone. He doesn't sound like he's far away, so he's on a handheld device somewhere inside, which speaks to the nature of the call itself, right? Either he is with people who are being very quiet, which is very likely, or he's by himself as well, which, being the president of the United States, you would imagine isn't a rare occurrence. So if that is the case, it begs the question of the secretive nature of what's being discussed, given the situation. I don't like it when they put photos in the background, because it's a blatant attempt to try and persuade opinions one way or the other.
And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780.
Okay, so what we've got there, first of all, right, is well, it's a psychological tactic most seen in abusive and oppressive relationships. It's the influence, the outside forces that you apparently have no control over, but I'm bringing these towards you so that you feel the fear, so that you make yourselves aware. The people of Georgia, they're angry, right? It's a lot like saying, my boss is angry. Imagine this in a sort of caricature mafioso kind of accent. My boss is angry. Yeah. Now I don't want to have to hurt you. As a result, the same nature is being applied here. It's almost as if he's saying the state that you run or have influence over. I'm not sure of this guy's position, so anyone that's aware will have to correct me on that. These are your people and they're mad with you. I can't do anything about that. I want to help you. I want to help you do this. So let's change everyone's opinion. Let's get on the same side. It's flagrantly manipulative.
It's going to be repeated on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And
people of Georgia and the people of the country. From the outside awareness of the ignorant Englishman over here, most of the people in the country are elated.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
So there's the scapegoat being offered, and what you can hear from his cadence as a result is it's wanting of direction.
Even. And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry, and there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
When you're about to broach a topic that you feel is quite delicate, it's like when you ask that girl out that you've had a crush on for so long, and you strike up a conversation, and then you eventually come to, so there's a movie down the street. Do you want to go? That's that same kind of scenario. So he's employing these tactics.
And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
So we've got a directionless, informationless enterprise when you're backed up by nothing but emotion, anger, hostility in terms of the way that you want the conversation to go, right? You've got no ground to tread, so where you do tread doesn't have any strength in how you're speaking. So even more so than normal, you're getting the this nature, which he doesn't tend to do a great deal. He would fill it in with what you heard before, right at the start, which
on Monday night, along with others that we're going to have by that time, which are much more substantial even. That type of
it's almost a self-actualization in the belief that you tell yourself the story enough that you'll actually believe it, right? So this is his normal go-to line. He'll say something, then it's the best in the world and it's better than everything else, which in normal delivery, when he would say something like, there's nothing wrong with saying that you recalculated, which recalculated isn't the right word within that context. So there's a great many things going on up here in terms of trying to convince this guy to do something.
And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,000.
So there's the assertive sense of control with the volume that's gone up. Look will tend to look is one of those words that you would try to use in a conversation when you're trying to regain control. But if you have a specific point or a legitimate reason or information or something to return the serve with, you don't need the volume. You can go look. Yeah, but if you look at the way that the voice changes at that point, he started to realise that there's this contentious information that disagrees with his original intention, and that the information that he has is false, and he's gone look. Yeah, that's what people do who have a thirst for power, right? And that sounds a lot more Machiavellian as a sentence than my intention. But when you are in control and that is being taken away from you, no matter what context that's in. I'm not talking about the presidency. I'm talking about conversation and the like. When you're used to being the focus, or enjoy holding the focus, you will do whatever you can to hold on to that. And if you'll notice, with most men, when they argue, and there's no real back and forth, there's no resolution, there's just loudness going on with when the chests come out, and it's all very Robin-esque. You will notice that in order to be heard, they will just speak louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. It's like two stags butting horns against one another. So if you have somebody that lets the other one speak, as this guy from Georgia is apparently doing, the attempts to hold the stage become that much more obvious, and that much more obvious that they're based on nothing.
780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
We won the state. Now the vocal increase at the end is a fear response to speaking. When you state something that is declarative, factual, and it trails up at the end, and that's not part of your normal cadence, your normal tone, your normal expression. When you're delivering points, that is an incongruent observation that you can make against what you're trying to say. If I was to say, I don't really like Sherlock Holmes, right? That vocal tonality would contradict the words that I'm saying, even though I still didn't emit a great deal of movement. There was no great gestural emblem. All you had to really go on in that moment was a vocal observation, right? Which is granted it was controlled, but the same situation applies. When you're breathing heavily under anxiety and under stress, when you're trying to control that, it comes in through the nose, it dries out the back of the throat, it's breathing from the chest, which one would expect of an elder person anyway, that isn't in the best shape of his life, which is fair enough, a great number of people aren't, right? The breathing comes up from here, it dries out the throat, and when that happens, tension increases due to anxiety, vocal cords make the tone of what you're saying go up. It's a lot like when you hold a balloon and you're about to let the air out. If you pinch the end, it comes out really high pitched. That's the same thing that's happening as a vocal stress indicator.
Because we won the state.
We won the state. Right? If you listen to that over and over again, it's a shaken confidence. Now, so what we're getting from just this brief thing, obviously, like normal, I'll try and track down the rest of the call just to listen in while I'm editing this. But what we're getting from just this little bit is that, let's face it, right? You would have had to have lived under a rock. I mean, even if you don't live in the United States, you would have to live under a rock to have not heard about the allegations regarding the whole voter fraud scenario. But as it stands, no information has been brought forward that categorically states that there has been. So, when you are aware that your argument's failing, you've got no information to back up whatever it is that you're doing, you start to, as we English would say, I don't know how popular this word is all around the world, but you start floundering. And that's grasping at every little idea, every little nugget of information. So the more he talks about this specific number, that'll be part of the party line that you'll hear. I just need 11,700 and however many it was. I just need this, and we were off by this, and it was off by one vote, which is one more than we already had. These are the ideas that he's clinging to in order to try and shape his argument moving forward. And you can hear, as part of his speech, that he's trying to hold on to control. I just need to do this. Look, and he starts to shift blame, not shift blame, blame's probably the wrong word, shift focus in terms of the anger of the people of Georgia and the anger of the people of the country, of the indignance that he's faced as part of this election, to try and force psychological control through fear, right? Fear is a big word, but to try and scare somebody into doing something that you want them to do, right? To say all of these hundreds and thousands and millions of people are upset with you, they're looking towards you because we won the state. No, you didn't. And this will be the tipping point, right? This will be the tipping point, because just from the sounds of his voice at the moment, he's starting to become more and more aware that he's failing with this argument that he's making, right? There's no evidence that he has, and his voice is reflecting that. Random acts of volume, tension in the throat, dry right down the esophageal area, increased pitch. In terms of the words that he's saying, they change tack around particular topics in those moments. He delivers his normal delivery of a point, which is the best point it's ever made, never been a point like it. And then when it comes to the specific idea that he wants to try and get this guy to wrap his head around, there is a beat, there is a stutter, and then there's a word that doesn't make congruent sense, right? All of these things start to add up towards somebody losing their strength, losing their position, losing their footing. So we'll start to flounder now. So yeah, that was just a quick one, guys. Quick look into the world of vocal tells. If you have any more videos of this where it's a longer call or a longer version of the call, then do please drop them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for updates on new videos when they get released. And the escape room is coming soon as well. The trailer should be out by now, or it'll be coming soon. I don't know exactly which off the top of my head at this moment. But yeah, I think this is particularly interesting because now moving forwards, look at the information you can get from a phone call. Location, nature, feelings regarding the information that's been spoken about, the growing sense of anxiety, the particular points that make somebody feel more stressed than particular conversational points. So you get almost like a flow chart of stress. So conversationally, we then, as people readers, if we wanted to further explore particular topics, we'd know what to hit first, right? Because they raise more numbers in terms of the observational trail that we've made regarding particular points, right? So this should be considered inductive reasoning 101, because we're only adding up statistics. We can never know for sure with somebody like Senior Trump, and abductive reasoning, because we're going backwards from an observation that we've made. But they all add up at this stage, right? Don't they? So yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a comment, but be sure to keep your eyes peeled for more videos explaining people's body language and tells. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see in the comments as well. Any particular videos you like breaking down or want more information on. And I do hope everyone's keeping safe and well out there, guys. Talk to you all soon.